And first we start with this, a special report for you we've got lined up as we get a unique look inside one of the most highly secured locations in the world. Russia's Black Dolphin prison houses some of the country's toughest, most violent criminals. This facility, first mentioned in history books way back in the 18th century, today it holds hundreds of inmates and it's known for its brutal rules. Artis Muradgazdiev was given exclusive access to this site.
In this provincial town at the edge of Siberia is a prison, but it's no ordinary prison. This facility has spawned legends, myths, scandals and investigations. The mere sight of this statue has broken the most soulless butchers.
The Black Dolphin, Russia's highest security prison. It is here that some of the country's worst maniacs, serial killers, terrorists, and even cannibals are held. In this cell, a man who raped 44 minors and killed 5 children aged 7 to 11. Some of the people in this prison will never be allowed out. So dreadful are the things that they've done. Another man, in a drunken killing frenzy, killed 6 of his friends. In this cell, a murderer killed 11 people.
700 inmates sentenced to life. Between them, they've killed almost 4,000 people. Everything is procedural, everything intended to minimize risk, from sleeping schedules to how inmates are escorted, bent over at the waist and blindfolded so they can't memorize the prison's layout. It may seem excessive, humiliating even, but don't forget what these people did to be here. To that end, every cell door has a description of the inmate's crimes. Any sympathy the guards might feel disappears immediately.
You
asked me if I'd do it again. I've thought about it. It would have been better if I'd died with them. I probably wouldn't have done it. It is better to die than sacrifice others.
Igor was just over 20 when he and his father took on a rival gang. After killing their enemies, they attempted to get rid of witnesses, ordinary civilians, in a restaurant. 7 dead, 8 injured. Both he and his father are incarcerated here.
Do you see each other?
Sometimes, when he fell ill, they transferred me to help him for a while. The most important thing is to avoid becoming embittered. It is so easy to turn into an animal here. But staying human, that's harder. That's why we try, both with each other and with the administration, to stay human.
Some say a life sentence is worse than the death penalty.
I've been here for 17 years, and I've never heard anyone say they don't regret it, or they'd kill more. I'm sorry, but that's nonsense.
I regret it. Everything is lost. The years go by, your health worsens, everything passes by. I think there are few people left in here who think they did the right thing. The years show you that you were wrong, totally wrong. You can't do that.
Dmitry slaughtered his family, his father, his mother, and his brother. He was 20. Now he's 45.
We watch TV. We see people who've committed 2 or 3 murders get sentenced to 17 or 19 years. That isn't so terrible. Yes, we are guilty before the law. Yes, we are guilty before the public. But if they're left out after 20 years, why are they afraid of letting us out? Who in their 50s could be bothered to do anything? All they would want is a normal life.
The difference is that life sentences are mostly reserved for crimes of such brutality that they escape reason, for individuals deemed a permanent danger to society. One inmate, released early from the Black Dolphin, committed a murder on the very train that was taking him home. Most will never see release. Inmates can pick where to work, in the wood shop or on the sewing machines. they earn money with which they can buy extra food or personal items, make calls and pay compensation to their victims. They even have visits 4 times a year, with one lasting up to 3 days.
If you take the period when we came here in 2000 and compare it to now, the conditions are entirely different. Now we have work, opportunity for self-improvement, access to the media.
Prisoners now have special terminals where they can review their cases, complain about abuse, or apply for work. They have a library, a small church, which was built and painted by the inmates themselves.
Even the walls have to be painted in light colors so that they lessen the psychological stress on inmates and staff.
They can also take walks, sort of.
The exercise yard isn't anything to write home about, but every prisoner has the right to spend an hour and a half here every day, walking around, exercising, or just sitting still, so long as they don't mind being watched.
A far cry from the infamous hellhole described a decade ago. But control is total. Guards check on everyone every 15 minutes. In-cell cameras are monitored 24/7. And there's 3 doors to every cell.
This is a cell for those sentenced to life. It's locked with a full metal door, a cage door, and another one. For complete security, we essentially have a cell within a cell.
It's easy to see why no one has ever escaped from the Black Dolphin. And for most, the only sure way out is in a coffin. Murad Gazdiev, RT, from Soliletsk, Russia.